Okay, welcome to my Community Level 2 video review. Okay, so here's where the player will begin Level 2. Okay, and once again, all three levels of this game focus on Grade 4 operations and algebraic thinking. It's a math game. Okay, so that standard is gaining familiarity with factors and multiples. So Level 2 will be focusing on mostly multiples. Okay, so this player begins. We start off. Okay, so the NPC math teacher will give them the directions for Level 2. Welcome to Level 2. Here you will follow the blue path to get to the next level. There are different path options. Be sure to only follow the path if the number located on the path is a multiple of 8. If you correctly followed only multiples of 8, you will get to the correct location and be transported to the final level. So the goal of Level 2 is to get to the correct tree that has an NPC, another math teacher NPC, and that NPC math teacher will give them the option to be teleported to the last and final level. Okay, and then also, if the student needs a little bit of review on what a multiple is, I have embedded here a link where they can click and it'll take them to a video, a YouTube video tutorial on multiples. Okay, so the player will start off by following the path, so the little board that's in front of the blue pathway, that leads them in the direction. Okay, so the 8 is a multiple of 8, 16 is also a multiple of 8. Okay, so here they have two options. They can either click down, go down in this pathway, or they can continue here. So if they incorrectly chose 130, 130 is not a multiple of 8, they would keep going on this path. Okay, and we do have some that are multiples of 8 and some that are not in this pathway, but this would be the incorrect path for the player to choose. Okay, so if they click here and they're navigating down this pathway, okay, these are not multiples of 8. Many of these, 92 is not a multiple of 8. 104 is a multiple of 8, to kind of throw them off, but they would be checking these. They can be dividing to see if they actually do divide evenly by 8, in which case it would be a multiple of 8. So they can be doing all of this problem solving as they are continuing along in the game in the path. Okay, so it's not just walking down the path, but they also have to be checking to ensure that those are in fact multiples of 8 by doing the division. Okay, if they evenly divide by 8, then they are in fact multiples of 8. Okay, so 115 is also not a multiple of 8. Okay, but let's just say they incorrectly landed here and they follow the pathway. There's a math NPC teacher here. Okay, they click on it and the message they're given is, sorry, try again. Not all the numbers on this path were multiples of 8. Click below to try again. Okay, so then they click on try again and it teleports them back to the starting point. Okay, so now they can go and try a different pathway. So when they get to this part of it, okay, 130 is where they incorrectly chose the first time. So here they are, they can go down. Okay, and they'll see 128 is in fact a multiple of 8, so they can keep going down. Oops, 120 was also a multiple of 8, so they are going down the correct path. A little challenging, also just navigating with the buttons and the keyboard. 72, also a multiple of 8, so they get to this part of the path and they are given two options. They can either go down in this direction. 64 is a multiple of 8, so that would be the correct choice for them. Or if they choose to go in this direction, 54 is not a multiple of 8. That would lead them into the wrong pathway. So we're going to go down the correct pathway. These are all, and again, they can be doing this division, they can be checking their multiples of 8 by either skip counting, they can write them down, but they are problem solving as they are continuing along this path. Okay, 96 is a multiple of 8, 80 is a multiple as well, so they're continuing along the correct path. All of these are multiples. So then it leads them to, and as you can see here, that would have been the incorrect path choice right there. That NPC that is located right here would have told them that they need to try again. Okay, so now we are on the correct pathway. They are coming to the last teacher NPC, and it says, congratulations, you made it to the end of level 2. Please click below to be teleported to the final level. So they click here, and now they are on level 3, which would be the last and final level of this math game. So this level promotes problem-solving skills because they are presented with a path, they have to follow a rule, and they can only step on blocks that are multiples of 8. And that's going to require them to immediately recall or figure out what the multiples of 8 are. They also are required to apply the rule and determine if it fits the rule being, is this pathway, this block, a multiple of 8? And they're going to be required to skip count by 8. They also have to do a little bit of strategic planning and decision making, deciding which path to follow by first solving the problem, looking at the number that's in front of them to determine if it is in fact a multiple of 8. Okay, and so it also promotes problem-solving skills because as they're continuing along the pathway or the maze to get to the correct location, they're having to actively apply their knowledge of multiples and then navigate the challenge and then make strategic decisions. Okay, and so the last final level would be level 3.